Today we will learn solubility and Henry's law. First of all, we should know what is solubility. What do you mean by solubility of a substance? Solubility of a substance is defined as it is the amount of substance. In the case of solution, it will be the solute. So the amount of substance that can be dissolved in unit volume of solvent at a particular temperature and pressure. So at a particular temperature and pressure, the maximum amount, it is a maximum amount, actually it is a maximum amount, the maximum amount of substance that can be dissolved in unit volume of the solvent at a particular temperature and pressure. So that is called the solubility of a substance. Suppose here the solvent is water. If the solvent is water and if you are adding sodium chloride, here sodium chloride is a solute, we will get sodium chloride solution. So in order to prepare sodium chloride solution, we have to take solvent as water as solvent and sodium chloride as solute. So we will get sodium chloride solution. So in the solution, we know that there are two components, one is solute and the other one is solvent, and solute will be the that component which is present in the smaller amount, and solvent that component which is present in the larger amount. So these are the two components in a solution. So we will get a sodium chloride solution if you are adding sodium chloride in water. So if sodium chloride is added and the maximum amount of sodium chloride dissolved in this particular solvent water, the maximum amount of sodium chloride dissolved in this solvent, that amount is known as the solubility. Here the solubility of sodium chloride means the maximum amount of sodium chloride dissolved in this particular solvent water, that maximum amount is called the solubility of sodium chloride. Here we will get actually a saturated solution. So what do you mean by saturated solution? In the case of saturated solution, no more solute can be dissolved in the solvent. So that is a maximum amount of solute dissolved in this particular solvent. So that is called a solubility of a substance. Solubility എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു സോൾവെൻറ്റിൽ ഡിസോൾവ് ചെയ്യുന്ന മാക്സിമം എമൗണ്ട് ഓഫ് സൊല്യൂട്ടാണ് സോൾവെൻ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഒരു പർട്ടിക്കുലർ ടെമ്പറേച്ചറിലും പ്രഷറിലും ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് വോളിയം ഓഫ് സോൾവെൻറ്റിൽ ഡിസോൾവ് ചെയ്യുന്ന മാക്സിമം എമൗണ്ട് ഓഫ് സൊല്യൂട്ടിനാണ് solubility of that substance അല്ലെങ്കിൽ solubility of that solute എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So actually in this case we will get a saturated solution. Here no more solute can be dissolved in it. That means it is a maximum amount of the solute dissolved in this solvent. So this is about solubility of a substance. Now let us consider the solubility factors, or what are the factors which affect the solubility. So first factor that affects the solubility is the nature of the solute and solvent. So this is the first factor which affect the solubility. So the solubility factor is the nature of the solute and solvent. That means a polar solute dissolves in a polar solvent. So normally a polar solute dissolves in a polar solvent. That means both of them have the same kind of intermolecular interaction. So similarity in their intermolecular interaction between the molecules. So polar solute and polar solvent, so they are similar. So polar solute dissolves in polar solvent. For example, if NaCl, that is the polar solute which dissolves in polar solvent like water. So water is a polar solvent. In this polar solvent water, sodium chloride will dissolve. So in the case of non-polar solute, if it is a non-polar solute means normally it is organic substance. Non-polar solute dissolves in non-polar solvent. So in non-polar solute dissolves in non-polar solvent. For example, non-polar solute is if it is CCl4, carbon tetrachloride, this is an organic compound which dissolves in non-polar solvent, that is benzene. If C6H6, that is benzene, that is also an organic compound. So this benzene is a non-polar solvent and this CCl4 is a non-polar solute. So non-polar solute CCl4 dissolves in non-polar solvent benzene. So there because of the similarity in their intermolecular attraction, or because of they are similar, non-polar solute and non-polar solvent, they are similar in nature. So we can say a general principle of solubility. Here we can say general principle of solubility, that is like dissolves like. So that is the principle of solubility. So like dissolves like, that is a principle of solubility. So the nature of solute and solvent, that affects actually the solubility of that substance. So this is the first factor which affects the solubility of a substance. So the second solubility factor is temperature. So temperature has an effect of the solubility of a substance. So for a solution, we know that a solute dissolves in a solvent, produces a solution. So in the case of endothermic, if this process is endothermic in nature, if this dissolution process is endothermic in nature, that means temperature is absorbed. Temperature is absorbed in this case. So if temperature is absorbed for this dissolution process, we can say that this is an endothermic process. If endothermic is the process, when temperature increases, solubility also increases. So if it is an endothermic process, heat is needed for that dissolution process. So if heat is needed in that case, if you are applying more temperature, the solubility of that substance is also increasing. So if it is an endothermic process, when temperature increases, solubility also increases. If it is an exothermic process, the reverse will happen. That means when temperature increases, solubility decreases. So temperature has an effect on the solubility of a substance. If it is an endothermic process, when temperature increases, solubility also increases. If it is an exothermic process, when temperature increases, solubility decreases. So this is the second factor of solubility. Now the third factor which affects the solubility is pressure. So pressure has an effect on the solubility of a substance. So what happens when pressure increases or decreases? Let us consider different solutes, that is, it may be solid, it may be liquid, or it may be gas. So if these are all solutes, so in the case of solid solute, liquid solute, or gaseous solute, we have to check what is the effect of pressure. So in the case of solid and liquid, we have studied solid and liquid, the properties of solids and liquids. We have studied it is incompressible in nature. So the solids and liquids are incompressible in nature. So the effect of pressure on solid, that is, there is no effect of pressure in the case of solid solute. That is the same with liquid solute, since solids and liquids are incompressible in nature. But in the case of gases, we know that the molecules are far apart. The molecules are far apart and there is a chance of compressibility. So we can say that gases are compressible in nature. Gases are compressible in nature. Therefore, it has an effect. The pressure has an effect on gas. If it is a gaseous solute, it has an effect. Pressure has an effect on gaseous solute. If it is a gaseous solute, pressure has an effect. But in the case of solid solute and liquid solute, there is no effect of pressure. There is no significant effect of pressure, since both are incompressible in nature. In the case of gaseous solute, they are compressible in nature. There is a chance of compressibility. So, there is an effect of pressure in the case of gaseous solute. So, there is a quantitative relationship. Between pressure and solubility, which is given by Henry. So actually that Henry's law, that law states that he has given a law that states that the solubility of a gas in a liquid, normally we are taking liquid solvent. So the solubility of a gas, the gas is the solute. So the solubility of a gas in a liquid solvent, the solubility of a gas in a liquid is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. So this is Henry's law. So actually this is a quantitative relationship between pressure and solubility. So it is given by Henry, that is known as Henry's law. It states that the solubility of a gas in a liquid is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. So, according to Henry's law, solubility of a gas in the liquid is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas above the liquid surface. That means if this is a solution, so if this is the solvent and the gaseous molecules are dissolved in it, and the pressure of the gas above the liquid surface, and the solubility of the gas, they are directly proportional. So solubility of this gas, so the pressure of that gas, if it is oxygen, the pressure of that oxygen and the solubility of that oxygen in this liquid, so both are directly proportional. That is the meaning of this law. Solubility of a gas in the liquid, solubility of, if it is oxygen, solubility of oxygen in this solvent, if this solvent is water. So if you are considering the solvent as water and solute as oxygen, so the solubility of this particular gas, this oxygen, is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas above the liquid surface. So pressure of this gas above this liquid surface, ഈ liquid surfaceൽ അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്ന പ്രഷറിൻ്റെ അളവും solubilityയും തമ്മിൽ directly proportional. That is about Henry's law. So in the case of Dalton's law of partial pressure, we know that Dalton's law. So according to Dalton, so this solubility is actually a function of, he says the solubility is a function of partial pressures. Solubility is a function of partial pressures. So if it is oxygen and if there is nitrogen and if there is hydrogen, etc. So there are different gases on the liquid surface. So we have to consider the partial pressures of each gases. So partial pressure that is given by Dalton. So Dalton says solubility is a function of partial pressure. So we have to consider the partial pressure of each gases. So the solubility, if we measure the solubility in terms of mole fraction, we can say that the partial pressure or that pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction, or solubility is directly proportional to, or pressure is directly proportional to. തിരിച്ചു പറയണം. So pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. So instead of solubility, we can say that mole fraction. Instead of solubility, mole fraction can be used. So mole fraction is another concentration term used in the case of solutions. So pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. So Henry's law can be stated in another way, or the most common form of Henry's law is that law states that the partial pressure of a gas is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas. So Dalton's law, ഫസ്റ്റ് ആദ്യത്തെ ഹെൻറീസ് ലോയും നമ്മൾ കണ്ട ഹെൻറീസ് ലോയും ഡാൾട്ടൺസ് ലോയും ഒരുമിച്ച് ചേർത്ത് ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പറയുന്ന കോമൺ ഫോം ഓഫ് ഹെൻറീസ് ലോ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ദ പാർഷ്യൽ പ്രഷർ ഓഫ് എ ഗ്യാസ് ഇസ് ഡയറക്ട്ലി പ്രൊപ്പോർഷണൽ ടു ദ മോൾ ഫ്രാക്ഷൻ ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ് ഗ്യാസ്. സോ വി ക്യാൻ സേ ദാറ്റ് P is directly proportional to X. So X is the mole fraction. You know what is X? So X is the mole fraction. So if mole fraction of a component A, Xa is equal to, we know that it is number of moles of A divided by number of moles of A plus number of moles of B. For a binary solution, there are two components. One is component A and the other one is the component B. One is solute and the other one is solvent. So in the case of Xa, that is the mole fraction of component A, that is calculated by Na by Na plus Nb. So if it is Xb, that is mole fraction of component B is equal to Nb divided by Na plus Nb. That is number of moles of component B divided by the total number of components, total number of moles of component A and B. So that this is about mole fraction. And one more thing is to be noted, that Xa plus Xb, that is the sum of the mole fractions of a solution is unity. So Xa plus Xb is equal to 1. So mole fraction is another concentration term, that is another expression for concentration. Here this P, according to Henry's law, this pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. So P is directly proportional to X. So that proportionality constant can be removed by adding a constant that is called Kh and X. So Kx and H, Kx into H. So this Kh is known as Henry's law constant or Henry's law constant or Henry's constant. So this is Henry's law. That means pressure of a gas is directly proportional to the mole fraction of that gas. So pressure of a gas is equal to Kh into X. X is the mole fraction and Kh is Henry's law constant or Henry's constant. So this is Henry's law. So we can draw a graph between pressure and X. So we can draw a graph between mole fraction and partial pressure. So mole fraction and partial pressure. So we know that partial pressure of a gas above the liquid surface is directly proportional to mole fraction of the gas in the liquid, that is Henry's law. So this is P is equal to Kh into X. Kh is Henry's constant. So partial pressure of a gas above the liquid surface. So that partial pressure is taken as the y-axis, taken in the y-axis, and mole fraction of the gas in the liquid, that is taken in the x-axis. We know that it is directly proportional, so we will get a straight line. So the graph will be a straight line, and from the slope of the graph we will get, so this is P and this is X. So P by X, we will get, slope will give the value of Kh. So if you are drawing a graph between partial pressure and mole fraction, since it is directly proportional, we will get a straight line, and the slope of this straight line or this graph will give the value of Kh. And this Kh value and mole fraction, they have a relationship, that is, we know that P is equal to Kh into X. So if X is equal to P by Kh. So if Kh will be more, in a particular case, Kh will be more, we can say that X will be less. X will be less means mole fraction will be less, or we can say that the solubility will be less. So Kh and X, these two have a relationship, that is, if Kh is more, if the value of Kh is more, X will be less. X will be less means mole fraction will be less, or we can say the solubility of that gas in that particular liquid will be less. Solubility will be less. If the value of Kh is more, solubility will be less. So it is clear from this equation, X is equal to P by Kh. So Henry's law is partial pressure of a gas above the liquid surface. Partial pressure of a gas above the liquid surface is directly proportional to the mole fraction of that gas in the liquid. So mole fraction is actually, we can say it is solubility. Solubility is measured in terms of mole fraction. So if Kh is more, we can say that the solubility will be less. And the graph is like this, mole fraction and partial pressure. If you are drawing a graph between these two, we will get a straight line. So this is about Henry's law and solubility.